Hi everyone and welcome to WolfTV. My name's John, I'm here with Dominic and I'm here with Jason as well. And today we're going to be talking to you about user personas. User personas, guys.
Hey, exciting topic.
Big subject. So, yeah, we're going to talk a bit about what they are, why you need them, and...
How do you know the questions, John?
They're
in the magic bowl.
I don't know. I'm not sure who wrote them.
Okay, so a persona is a sort of user-centered piece of information that any company really should have in their arsenal when it comes to referencing their product.
It's a piece of data and a document, but told as a story, told as a person.
As a person.
So bringing it to
a real
life.
person?
A person that represents a group of people.
A fictional character.
A fictional character, yes.
But we're not talking about Batman here, are we?
Well, it could be.
It depends what crowd you're going for. It could be
Depends on your
Batman.
target audiences.
Yeah.
All of the information around like the frustrations your users might be having, what their goals are.
Helps as well because you can't have one persona for all of your customers. Any business has different types of people that come and purchase from them.
So it's a way, it's a way of grouping types of users together, represented by a kind of fictional representation or a fictional character that you use as a lens to pass design and development decisions through and product decisions.
Nice.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. I think it's just a great way for people like product teams to have something to reference.
Yeah. And it's not just products as well, is it? People use personas in marketing and all kinds of businesses.
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a good point to raise.
All right. What's in the magic bowl?
Right, should we go in?
on.
I'll go in.
Go on, Jace.
It's going in.
Alright. How do you start creating user personas? So what's the first step? You know that they know they're useful, you know they're going to help you with your product or your marketing. So what's the first thing you should do?
Okay, so there's two things here. So there's proto personas, which I think if you're a young company or a startup and you don't have lots of information around who your users are, so you can't gather a lot of research, you'll be able to at least create something based off the assumptions that you have to hand. The customer persona, which is a little bit more in depth, is where in order to do that, you'll need to have some kind of research to reference. So that might be a survey that you've done, or it might be some interviews that you've done, or some data that you already have, where you can start to build up a little bit more of a picture around who those users are of your product. So there's things like Google Analytics, for instance, are really good in terms of getting a little bit of data. You can kind of measure demographic and things like that. That's kind of initial.
Whether someone's using mobile as well, and how they're accessing your product or your service.
What social media channel they've come from.
Yeah.
So that can help too.
Yeah, they're really useful. And then you could do a survey where you can, like a digital survey where you can send out to who your users are, or at least an idea of the type of demographic once you've got some data around who you think that that they are roughly. That's always useful.
Number one, define who the audience groups are based on what you know, and then going out and interviewing those people, or if you can't interview them, survey them. It could be that your personas start off with kind of friends and family, or your
existing customers.
Yeah, existing customers. But the main thing is there's a tipping point between assumptions and when you actually need to start talking to people and validating your ideas and building a picture.
Yeah,
cool.
That's good.
All right. Do you want to dive in?
Yeah, go on. Okay. So what is an example of a persona?
Example.
Okay. So under the hidden chair we have
Here's one I prepared earlier.
So what we'll do is we'll bring this up on screen and we'll just talk through what a general persona looks like and the type of thing that it should include.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well to point out that personas, there's no wrong or right. If you go online and you try and find a persona template, there's millions of different variations that you can do.
Things like giving that person or that group a name is really helpful, giving them a picture for you to be able to start to empathise with. Things like their age, perhaps what they do as an occupation, whether they're male or female.
So I think the name's really important, and also giving them a face. It's really easy, obviously you might not have an actual picture of the person that you're representing, but you can go on a stock library, find someone who fits the description.
Yeah, and then the other things you want to do is you want to try and have create what their motivations are as individuals, what the frustrations might be.
So what their problems are you solving? Whether it's through your app, your goods, your service, how are you helping this person? What value are you giving to them? So you can start basing your decisions around what benefits them, and that's maybe why they'll start using you as a company.
Because at the end of the day, the reason you're creating these is to improve your product.
I mean, we've seen personas that are so granular. We know what people are having for breakfast. We know what their cat's called. Even stuff like giving someone like a quote as well, like something that person would say, just helps to kind of humanise.
So I'm going to put that away. Do you want to grab the next question?
I'll grab the next question. So why do teams need personas? In a nutshell, teams need personas because you need to know who you're designing and building products and services for. So many times we've worked with companies or people come to us with ideas and we say, cool, it sounds like a great idea, you obviously think it's a great idea, you've started building it or designing it or whatever, but who are you building this for? A lot of the time they say, oh yeah, well we think that we're building it for such and such, and maybe such and such, and maybe such and such. And they haven't defined these properly. It
gives you direction.
Yeah.
It gives direction. It allows you to say, okay, well, these next set of features or the bit of our roadmap we're going to do next is for John, for our user persona group. It's just like, okay, let's work with that persona and let's help it. It gives everyone a thing to work towards. And the photograph, we've mentioned that already, but I think that helps when you're discussing them going forward. So let's say you've done your personas and then a month, 2 months, a few months time, you start talking, oh, should we do X or Y? You're like, okay, well, what would an actual customer persona think around that?
What would Jeff think?
Exactly. What would? Okay, we're doing this for Jeff now.
Yeah.
And at least then people straight away have got like, okay, Jeff, what does he look like? We've got a stock photograph of him.
Beard.
We've got
glasses. He loves cheese.
He owns a few cats. It's like, we've got his characteristics.
Hang on, we're going too deep.
You switched into it straight away, and as soon as someone says, right, we're doing this for Jeff, then everyone knows what we're talking about. And I think that keeps the momentum going with your personas.
That's it.
Rather than referring to them as persona B.
Yeah. Hashtag doing it for Jeff. Let's start the movement.
Right.
Cool.
Should we?
It's your turn.
I'm stealing my. Oh. Okay. So what are the mistakes that some people make?
We talked a lot about length.
Length, yeah. Making them unusable by just putting too much information in, I think is a mistake.
I think people become paralysed then. It's like, oh god, I've got to read a persona document that's pages and pages long about one type of person. I don't even know what decision to make here. There's too much to try and digest and come up with a decision from.
If you're going to do them, make sure they're thorough, but don't overdo them.
Yeah.
Enough, because the thing is, you want to be able to have a persona which is in depth enough to gain valuable insights from, but then equally, as you continue on your journey, like you're not necessarily always going to need every single piece of that information.
Yeah.
And that's where, as you said, like creating those slightly more shorter summary type versions are better because you are literally just having something to cross-reference.
I think make sure you step out of the assumption stage as early as possible. Interview the right people. And I think one other thing as well, which is quite important, don't ignore the kind of negative sides of the personas as well, the pain points. Everyone gets wrapped up in their idea that they want to create and they're going to change the world with it. There will be frustrations and don't brush over those. Embrace them, make sure that you represent those within the personas that you make, because at the end of the day that's how you're going to make something that people love.
I agree. Cool.
That's it.
That is it.
So I think that's a wrap on personas. Thanks very much for joining us. We've had a few questions that people have asked us about different design related topics that we're going to use next time. If you've got any questions, by all means get in touch or drop us a comment. But for now, it's bye from me.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you soon.
How?